Adam Page returns to AEW Dynamite, offers to help Will Ospreay against Jon Moxley. Why would Hangman Page, a man who just lost his shot at the AEW World Championship, walk back into a fight that isn't even his? That's the question AEW left us with on this week's Dynamite, and it might be setting up the most important story on the road to All In. Here's what happened. The July 29th episode opened with Will Ospreay, Jon Moxley, telling him flatly that he was done. As Ospreay turned to walk away, the screen cut to Adam Page. Hangman offered his help. Ospreay said no, he could handle Moxley himself. Page didn't push it, he just made sure Ospreay knew the door was open. Then the segment ended. This is Page's first appearance since July 11th, and really his first real presence since that emotional collision promo after losing to Belev at Revolution. That loss did more than end his championship run. It closed the door on him ever challenging for the AEW World title again. Since then, he's talked about chasing other gold and then just lanked. Now, let's talk about why this matters. AEW has spent months building Moxley into something closer to a cult leader than a wrestler, someone who breaks people down rather than just beating them. Osprey declaring independence from him is a natural next chapter, but bringing Page into that mix is smart because Hangman knows exactly what it's like to be by an obsession with a title and to come out the other side changed. Pairing him with Osprey gives AEW a mentor and outsider dynamic we haven't really seen since Page's own Dark Order days. There's also a practical read here, with the world title picture closed off to him. AEW needs a new lane for one of its most connected characters. Attaching him to the Moxley Osprey saga gives him purpose without forcing him back into title contention. So, what happens next? My prediction is Osprey refuses the help again, gets in over his head with Moxley's group, and Page steps in anyway, whether Osprey wants it or not. That sets up a tag pairing, heading toward All In, possibly against Moxley and an ally. It's the kind of slow burn trust story. AEW does well when they're patient with it, understandably are split. Some think this is exactly the fresh direction Page needed after the EJLF loss. Others are more skeptical, wondering if this is just filler until AEW figures out a real program for him. A smaller group thinks Osprey doesn't need the help at all, and that Page inserting himself risks stepping on Osprey's own arc. All of those reactions are fair. This story is still just one segment old, so I'll leave it with you. Why do you think Page wants in on this? Is this about Osprey or is it about Hangman finding himself again? Drop your take in the comments and let's talk about it.